Hello guys, Koiki Fishing Adventures here. So today we're going to be talking about setups, dunking setups specifically. What you will need for dunking setups is lead. This is a pyramid lead and this is a bank lead. Hooks, these are circle hooks right here. There are two different sizes I'm using. I use these for papio or roughly if I get the chance for Ulua. I use this for Ulua and anything in between. This is a three-way swivel. I use it, it's easier. You just tie the lead line here, the leader line here, and the main line here. And we have the line. Now that we've been over what you need, let's go over how to use it. So for OEO setup, I use the small hook, and for my hook line, I use 40-pound test mono. And use a good brand, but you can use anything you choose. For OEO setups, roughly you want about arm length, so 2.5 feet. And the way I tie the hook is pretty simple. You just slide this through the eye, you twist it a few times around the back of the hook, and you grab the tie end, and you push it back through. I've never lost a fish with this, and it does pretty well. Next, you're going to want to tie this to your three-way swivel. It does not matter which side, because it is a triangle. Always remember to trim your tie ends. Just keep it neat and tidy and avoid tangles. So that's the hook to your three-way swivel. Next, for wheel lines, you're going to want to use a very short lead line. So for the lead line, I'm going to use roughly about 10 inches of 15-pound test or 20-pound test. And you're going to want to tie that to your lead. And then you're going to tie it to your swivel. This is just how I do things. You can do them differently. This is what I've learned works the best for me for OEO, bonefish. Remember, always keep your things tidy. And this is how it looks. So you have the short lead line, and you have a long hook line. The reason I do this is when you cast the line in, it just grabs in the sand, and your bait can keep moving, and the OEO will get it. Alright, so that's the OEO setup, guys. Alright guys, for the papio potential Ulua setup, I use heavy line for my hook. This is a 100-pound test. You can use 80 or 60. I use heavy line because the line can get rubbed on the reef with papio, and it's just not worth losing the fish. What I use is about a foot of hook line, and I tie it to the hook. Circle hook. I use the same knot as I did for my OEO. I use this for almost every single knot I have, every single hook I have. And it's up to you how you tie and how much line you use. So there's the hook on it. You're going to put this onto the swivel. Cut the tie ends. Just keep it neat. There you go. Hook to swivel. The reason I put it short is because when you go to your lead line, you're going to want a good arm length of a lead line. Also, with going for papio, I'm usually in reefy areas, so I use this. This is a braided line. It's a little bit thicker, but it just protects your lead. So what you can do with that is put that through the lead first, if I can get through. Because you're gonna put it through the lead and then tie a loop up on top. What this does is it protects the lead. So this is more abrasion resistant than the mono. So if it gets stuck in a pocket of reef, it has a chance to bounce out instead of getting cut. So you get the loop, you get the braided line on there. Now you just tie a loop on here. Very simple. See your lead line, by the way. Tie a loop on here, push through this loop, and then just pull your line back through. And that kind of joins it together. And that's your lead line right there. You tie your lead line onto here. Cut off the trim. And then you have a setup. So the reason I make it like this is you cast your lead out, and then your bait is hanging above the bottom of the floor, seafloor. That way there's less chance for eels or other small fish to mess with it. This is hanging in the top of the water. Let's say you have a taco leg on or a live fish. They'll be swimming around and Ulua will see it and they'll get it. And then you're on. Instead of being on the bottom, you have a chance for eel, snag, all the bad things. So yep, that's alright guys, so we've been over 2 setups. We got the Ulua setup / papio setup, and we got the eel setup. Thank you guys again for watching. The next video, we will be going over what reels and poles I use, and what sand spikes, bells, and other tackle or accessories I use, and why I use them. Thank you guys again. Aloha.